First up this evening, our special focus on what's possibly a race for a second international airport in Bengaluru. Tamil Nadu had announced plans for an international airport at Hosur, which borders Bengaluru and is well connected to the city's IT hub. But the Karnataka government has been in the works for a while and is keen on a second international airport for Bengaluru within the state's borders. And the state's Infrastructure Minister MB Patil has said that the government is in serious discussions to identify land and ensure a second international airport gets operational as soon as the exclusivity clause with the existing BIL airport comes to an end, which comes to an end in 2033. Both states aiming for Bengaluru skies. Joining me this evening, Karnataka's Minister for Infrastructure, Large and Medium Industries, Mr. MB Patil, one of the senior members of the Siddaramaiah cabinet. Sir, thanks very much for joining us this evening. You have categorically stated that Bengaluru needs and will have a second airport, and that Karnataka is weighing different areas for land for this airport. Tamil Nadu has already announced an international airport at Hosur. What's the real picture? Are these just announcements? Have there been any negotiations? What stage are the discussions at the moment, sir?
Let me clarify one thing. It was Karnataka, the Infrastructure Development Ministry. I had a meeting with all the officials and our advisors also that we'll be having the second airport. It was thereafter the Tamil Nadu government, Chief Minister announcing an airport in Hosur closer to the Karnataka border. Let me clarify one thing. Bangalore, we have the Kemepegowda International Airport, which presently handles around 52 million passengers and 0.71 million tons of cargo, and which can be raised by all measures to 110 million passengers and 1.10 million cargo facility. Thereafter, at 2035, it will reach its saturation. So we do have to have a second airport, and we have started the process already. See, what Tamil Nadu does is none of our business, So we are going to have a second airport like on the models of Navi Mumbai Airport. The exclusivity clause, as you already said, it ends up in 2033. So it requires 5-6 years time to do all the preparations like land acquisition. We require around 4,500 to 5,000 acres of land. And we are exploring all the possibilities that whether the second airport has to be in the other part of the cities. Now the present airport, Kemepegowda International Airport, is in the north of Bangalore. Whether we should have in south of the Bangalore for the holistic development of the Bangalore city, and it makes sense that people from south, the passengers from the load factor of the passenger comes from south. So this is one of the factors. The other factors is whether you should have a connectivity from the existing Kemepegowda International Airport to the other airport, like Navi Mumbai. We saw that it is around 35 kilometers distance. Right. And we have even seen the London and New York airports, which are in a distance of around 60-70 kilometers. So all these things are into this one. Apart from that, there are some technical parameters also. So with this, we will have a full-fledged airport in Bangalore. We will decide in a month or so that where exactly the airport has to be, we should come up. And it's our right, any growing city. Bangalore is a dynamic city, the international city now. The global city, we will have to have a second airport.
Right.
So, and we had started process before Tamil Nadu. Let me remind you.
Sir, I think the news point from what you're saying, the important point from what you're saying is you're expecting clarity within a month. You're saying in terms of where potentially the location of the new airport will be. I just want to ask you, A, can you confirm that? And B, has there been any kind of conversation with Tamil Nadu, given that Hosur is just outside of Bengaluru and they've already announced that? Is there any conversation that's happened?
We have no conversation with them, but I'm telling you, it was Karnataka who announced first. After our announcement, Tamil Nadu has made an announcement.
Okay.
Just to try to remind you, please. So when we have scouted 5-6 locations.
As you make that point,
please.
Okay, you're saying 5-6 locations. European cities, American cities have multiple airports. Obviously, the concept of a second airport in India was thwarted at one point of time, primarily because they were unsure of the kind of air traffic and whether it would be financially viable. Has there been any discussions on that front, sir? As you rightly pointed out, Bangalore is the third busiest airport in this country at the moment.
Yeah, I told you, by 2035 it will reach its peak. The Kemepegowda International Airport will reach saturation. So it will reach 110 million passengers, which is the peak of capacity of Kemepegowda Airport after taking all measures. And similarly, 1.10 million of cargo capacity. So we are going to have a second airport, which will be the size of 100 million passengers and 1 million tons of cargo facility.
And what would be the critical challenges from now to deciding on this issue? Has there been any conversation with the centre as well on this aspect?
No. It is not. Centre is not in the picture now. We are have to decide the location. The location we have to have two things. There are two sorts of thinking. That whether it has to be where the load factor comes from. The passenger load caps comes from. That's from the south of Bangalore. It may be Mysore, Bidadi, Kanakapura, anywhere in the southern region. At the same time, if you have to have it to be well connected with the existing Kemepegowda International Airport, it has to be in Dabaspet, Tumkur. But all these things will be viewed with experts. Today, including Captain Gopinath was also made an statement about how his expertise, because he was in the aviation field. So we'll take all factors into this one, and it will be decided on merit.
Right.
Where the airport should become. We should come up, and we have done our exercise. After doing our exercise, we'll place it before the Chief Minister and the Cabinet, and then move it to the requisite approvals, etc.
So you are saying that you are at an advanced stage. Obviously, we will wait for further clarity on where that airport is. It's obviously something of great interest to several Bengalurians as well. Remember, it could well become the first city in southern India to have a second airport within this one. But sir, you're also an extremely seasoned politician. You won your first election in 1991 as an MLA. I just want to step away from the airport question and ask you a quick political question, if I can nudge you on the political controversies that are in the state as you brace for an assembly session, sir. Post the Lok Sabha election with controversies like the Muda scam, does the Congress find itself on a defensive?
No, we are not in a defensive. As Muda's concern is concerned, the Honorable Chief Minister himself has made a statement. How did it come up and all this? And we didn't. It was all happened. The allocation happened before in the previous government, and the rules and all other things were framed in the previous government itself. We'll answer appropriately, and we do not have any.
As you say that, sir.
Yeah, please.
Okay, I'm just going to nudge you for one last question. The BJP says, and critics say, that there is a power tussle for the Chief Minister's post within the Congress. Is that true? As a senior cabinet minister, what would you say?
No. There's no tussle. In Congress, as you know, it is the party high command. It's the AICC President Mallikarjun Kharge ji, Sonia Gandhi ji, Rahul Gandhi ji, all the CWC members. At appropriate time, they will take decisions as regarding the Chief Minister. Now that it's not, the Chief Minister's post is not vacant.
Right.
The High Command takes
a very categorical point there, Mr. MB Patil, though is focused on that second airport for Bengaluru. Sir, thanks very much for taking time out and speaking to us. We'll keep a close watch of the developments for that potential second airport between Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, as well as Bengaluru
one thing is the second
itself.
airport, an exclusive airport will come. an exclusive airport on the models of the
Right,
same lines
sir.
of
Let's hope for that.
KIA
But
will come up in Bangalore for the Bangalore people.
right, you're saying an exclusive airport on the same lines of the KIA BIAL airport in Bengaluru at the moment. Thanks very much, Mr. Patil, for joining us on the show.